So that's what I'm dealing with. It is not drama and clickbait. This is actually stressful for me right now because we need to move into this building. Fantastic.
Steven said I need to make more establishing shots, so this is what you get today.
So you might think I'm joking, but in reality, when I'm prepping like this for even a few minutes in the morning, usually I'm using my phone to listen to something, either a sermon or a video or a podcast or something. And so I am sacrificing by having my video as the camera so that you all can get your entertainment for the day. So I hope that watching me put my gel, or whatever this is, what is it called? Fiber, in my hair is entertaining enough. Okay, so for the past couple hours, I've completely forgot to record. I'll fill you guys in just a minute, but it's almost 9:30, and that's when we have our franchisees round mastermind, the Mike Minutes Mastermind. So let me knock that out, and I'll fill you in on what all went down. It has to do with the bank, and it is not good. And everyone thinks it's clickbait, all these things. It is not clickbait. These things are really happening, and right now, this is a big stress for me. And I'll explain more why. Just let me get this mastermind knocked out, and we'll connect again. I'm not paying more from another person because they want a $600 incredible plan, and then someone else just wants to get by with a $200 plan. That is very generous compared to most, because if you're doing 50%, you could probably get away with $150 as your bonus. The only reason this is considered a benefit is because it's a non-taxable event for the employee, and you can still write it off. That's why it's a benefit. And that is how you do Mike Minutes Mastermind. One of the best decisions I made this past spring for the franchise was to start these Mike Minutes. It has been extremely helpful for me, and I think for a lot of the owners, for us all to stay connected every single day, and for them to be able to ask questions directly to myself, even though they have Lee for franchise advising, Chuck for franchise advising. We have a Facebook group. A lot of them have a lot of chats together. It's still good for me to keep direct connection. As I've always said, even as the company grows, if the founder starts to just disappear, a lot of stuff can happen bad inside the organization, and murmurings and all the rest of it. So it's really been good. So this morning, for example, we got Mike Minute Masterminds. It's a Google Doc, a Google form, and we got 10 different of the owners that submit their questions, and it's a lot of fun. All right, so I want to be really honest about this whole loan process thing. Yes, it's a $3.3 million loan. Some people are like, you don't need to have the building. Other people are like, you're just making up a bunch of drama. Okay, let me explain what just happened, because the underwriter has now told me why this whole delay has happened. Let's get into it. But I gotta actually get ready, because on the other side of this wall is Anytime Fitness. It's another business that I own. I spend usually about 30 minutes a week over there. But right now, unfortunately, our all-star office manager is leaving and going to Michigan. And so I've got to find somebody else. So they lined up a bunch of interviews. I'm gonna go knock those out, and maybe I'll show you a little bit around the gym. But let me explain a little bit about this whole loan thing, because we finally have a reason for the holdup. All right, I gotta change shirts though. Okay, so now that we've changed, let's talk about this bank thing. So the underwriters from the SBA, here's what's actually happening. Okay, you know what? All good things happen on a whiteboard. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna do a whiteboard presentation today, okay? So this is the problem. Right here, you got me, Mike Andes. Below me, I got 4 different S corporations. Okay, so these are S corps. Now, underneath these S corps, I have LLCs, and this is the way that I kind of protect my real estate and different companies from ever hurting each other. Because if something bad happens over here, I do not want it to affect over here. So what I do, I have different S corporations. These are holding companies underneath me, and then below these, I have LLCs. Okay, so this is kind of how it looks. Now, here's the problem. When we look at this loan, the 2 of the major S corps I have are the franchise. And then over here, I have what we call Augusta Lawn Care Corporation, okay? Now, in the past, Augusta Lawn Care Corporation has been very profitable and very consistent in its profitability, because underneath this, I only had 1 location, okay? Forgive me. Okay, so erase all this. This did not happen until this year. Now in 2021, because I made a lot of money in terms of capital gains, because I made a bunch of money in the stock market and things like that, this is what happened. We were like, okay, great. We need to make this company make less money, because it's gonna get taxed out to wazoo. Last year was our most profitable year. The Augusta Lawn Care Corporation, the local shop, did over $300,000 in distributions, almost $350,000 in profits. It was gonna be a tax wazoo. So what did we do? We added 2 LLCs of locations that I started last year out of state and put them as LLCs underneath this S corporation. What that did is absolutely crush the profit margins because they're brand new. So we're ramping them up, lots of costs and expenses go into it, and you lose money. So it caused the profitability to go way lower than what had been in the past, been a nice, very consistent going like this. All of a sudden, that happened. And so, big red flag to underwriters. That one I can explain away, right? And unfortunately, my tax returns are very, very long and complicated. So I had to show them the numbers. And this is what I've been doing for the past 24 hours, all last night, is digging all this stuff up for them and showing it, because bankers are not tax accountants, and they're definitely not the IRS. They do not know how to look into a tax return that's 300 pages long and find this stuff. So I have to break it all down for them. Now the franchise now, the fact that they don't like is it is growing really quickly, but the profitability has not been achieved yet. They don't like that. They don't like massive growth with unprofitability. So you might be asking, well, how do you have an unprofitable franchise? Where's the money coming from? Well, in 2021, so this is last year, this is really the tax year that they're looking at, I made a lot of money in capital gains because of the stock market. Now, I took all of that capital gains and pumped it back into the businesses, okay? Especially the franchise. And that was just my own personal money. It's on this tax return, my 1040, is where you get all of your gains, your capital gains. So the thing is, they don't care about capital gains when it comes to a loan. They only care about the revenues and the profits of the businesses, because that's the long-term, a 10-year term that they're putting on a loan. They don't care that I made a whole bunch of money in the stock market last year, because this money flowing from me in the form of capital gains from the stock market into the business is just a balance sheet activity. It doesn't show up on the income statement. And so those are just owners' contributions coming into the businesses. So it still looks like the businesses are losing money. Now, as a whole, I'm just fine. I made a bunch of money in the stock market, put it into my businesses, but doing so allowed us to invest and have a loss on the income statement. And so they do not care about me making money and doing this. They care about the fact that this business lost money and is still growing very quickly. And this business all of a sudden grew a bunch because we added 2 LLCs and dropped in profit margin because of doing that. This is what I'm trying to explain right now, and this is why it actually is a bad situation. I wrote a long document explaining all of this, and then I have dozens of documents in terms of graphs and charts showing all of this. And showing that, hey, this is a one-time expense. Things like that we had to buy infrastructure for the franchise and developing the software, and all the stuff we invested into it is one time. I don't need to do that again. This is not going to happen again. This is going to be a consistent profitability going forward as usual. And even things like P4P, that's a one-time investment. That's eventually going to stop and it will become profitable. So that's what I'm dealing with. It is not drama and clickbait. This is actually stressful for me right now because we need to move into this building. We need to for several reasons. The first reason why we have to move in this other building is because it's going to be a much better training experience for our franchisees. This is the biggest reason why I'm doing this, is because when they come here for 4 days, because we just moved it from 3 days to 4 days training now, when they come here for 4 days, I don't want it to be in this room, as nice as it is, learning on that board. I want it to be where it's we're learning, and then I look out the window and I see what we're talking about right now? The reason that guy's running across the lot is because of P4P. Oh yeah, when we were just downstairs, there you saw them answering the phone at Command Center like this, the same way that we're talking about. So it's extremely important to me that we get this building. The second reason why we're getting this building is because from a financial perspective, our rent is gonna be over $11,000 per month next year. And that's only gonna go up. In 10 years, my mortgage on this building will still be $14,000. My rent will probably be $25,000. So there's a long-term play. I know in the short term it doesn't make sense, but I believe in 2 to 3 years, I'll look at this and be like, that was a very good move for the brand, for the franchisees, and financially. But right now it's extremely difficult because on a $3.3 million building project, if I get an SBA loan, I gotta come up with $330,000. I've already put more than $330,000 into the building project. If I have to do a conventional loan, that's 25% down. Literally, we're talking about $800,000 plus being pumped into just the down payment on the building project. I don't want to put that much cash into a building project that's going to be wrapped up for 10 years. I don't want to do that. And furthermore, because of this situation, no commercial lender is going to touch this with a conventional loan, because this just does not look good on paper. So the only way I'm going to be able to get this is by convincing them of where the businesses are going, why what I'm doing, and why 2021 looks the way it does in my tax returns. So there it is, all open for the public to see what's going on and why this is actually pretty stressful for me. So
let's go ahead and go to the gym and interview some people about being an office manager. Now we're talking. Efficiency at its finest.
So also, I was thinking in the back room, like you were saying, to get a cabinet that can lock, we can put the supplements in it, but then we can make it more of like a break room.
We'd have to get everything out here though, like all the supplements and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
Hey, what's Mike over Anytime Fitness Blend? Check this out. You might have come here in the past. Come a little closer. Come on in. Check this out. So in the past, you might have come here. It's 8, 9 o'clock at night. No one's in the office. You don't know what to do. I want to have some of these beautiful, beautiful supplements. And you're like, what do I do? I can't pay anybody. This is the solution right here. You take out your phone, whip it out, open up the camera, scan this bad boy, and now you can check out even if no one is here. So this is the beautiful thing. Whether you need some weight loss tablets, collagen, a weight loss bottle to get some protein powder, it's all here now, and you can check out without anyone being here staffed in the office. Check it out today, whip out the camera, and get chopping. What time is Laverne's coming on Monday? With the water fountain?
10 a.m.
Sweet.
Yeah,
That'll be
so
good. They're
10 to
good.
12.
They came in yesterday and saved my bacon on one of our rentals. It flooded the whole thing. Yeah. Came out through the toilet, and it was gross. I know.
It's just, this is like
I've been trying to find them.
one operating phone.
You'd think it'd be simple, man. Right, this one's corded, right? Because it's Ethernet to the modem. And so a lot of those, that dock is part of that system in there. But you're right, one of them is wireless, one of them is cordless. Oh, wait, when you say corded, you mean like
Like it's
the
like
dock?
the old-fashioned.
Oh, no, that's stupid. No,
Oh,
no,
that's
no,
why I was
no,
like,
no.
why are we okay with this?
No, back out of that. Yeah, no kidding.
I can't hear you.
Oh no, your thing came out.
I know. It came out like
Oh, the
right before
the
the
screw's still in there though.
Yeah, the screw's still in there. I just
Nice.
haven't fixed it since the interview.
Sort of reminds the flaw of that chair.
Yeah, no, $154.
Okay, do you want me to do that one?
Sure, we'll just throw this one in the cabinet.
Okay.
These two will go in the offices, and these will be
The backups.
Extras in case
just
there's a-
ringing.
We
Yeah.
could put them out there for like
Just
member stands.
put them out in the middle of the club. Like, hello, this is Anytime Fitness.
We
That's
could put one in the
hilarious.
back room in case we're working back there.
100%.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, let's just do it. Let's
Because
give it
then
a
I
shot.
always like go sprinting everywhere.
Especially
Yeah,
if we're
that's
gonna
not a bad
make
idea.
break room.
Machine. Did we ever get that
Assisted
fixed?
pull-up?
Yes.
So what he told me
Back
is
up.
that the assisted pull-up is pretty much screwed and we might need to replace the entire thing.
Wait, what's wrong with
It's
it?
like
Getting
catching.
stuck.
It's like
Yeah.
sticking, so then it's like adding more resistance basically.
You can go try it out.
Is it actually
Feel it.
sticking?
Yeah,
Or
like,
is
I've
it
had
just-
a few complaints about it.
I've had a lot of them. It actually sounds better.
Yeah. Maybe it's because it's heavier.
Right here. See this? That needs to be tightened right here. This is a loose right there. But then even like this garbage, this is what I don't like about Advanced Pro, is like when they grease, they need to clean up all this gunk. I'm glad it worked though. It's so much better that I didn't like the ridges before.
Yeah.
Like this part,
Yeah.
as long as that can stay on, those are beasts to get on. But it's because they can't come. They need to be a beast to put on so that are beasts to take off.
Yeah. They don't just slide around.
Okay, cool. Yeah, whatever we need from Advanced Pro in terms of fixing stuff, let's get a list together.
Treadmill.
So that,
They're coming on Wednesday.
the treadmill,
Yeah.
and then even like consistently, I see where when they do stuff like the greasing, they don't wipe up the old stuff like that at the bottom of that.
They just add more of
They
it.
just add more, like clean the stupid stuff up. All right, so I finished up at Anytime Fitness. Today we're actually doing 2 vlogs instead of the regular 1 per day. Why? Because it's too stressful trying to get all the footage from the morning edited in the afternoon and then put up the next day. It's too much stress on the editing and the media team. So what are we gonna do? We're going to record 2 vlogs today and try to get ahead by 1 day. So there's a little bit of a gap, a couple days. So now I'm actually gonna be headed to the headquarters property and I'm gonna mow the entire thing with a massive X-Mark mower. So fun fact, and that is because I have 2 houses, the bad thing about that is I only have 1 place to do my laundry. So what ends up happening is I forget all of my clothes at 1 place. So for example, today, usually I'd get in my gym clothes, but I don't have any clothes here.